Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Damontae bringing you a banger. Don't forget to go follow on my Twitch, please. Here you will never miss out on daily Payday content. The Crew Chief AR build, and the perk deck abilities look like this. The first one being Brute Strength. You gain an 8% damage reduction for the players in your team, and this is also doubled if the HP is under 50%, so that will make the yield a 16% damage reduction. Marathon Man. You and your team gain a 50% stamina increase. You also increase your shout range by 25%, but that does not include your Inspire shout. And you also will gain a medium ranged 8% damage reduction. Wolfpack. Your crew gets 10% HP increase while you are getting a 20% HP increase. Testudo, your crew gets a 5% armor increase, while you're getting a 10% armor increase. And then lastly, Hostage Situation. You and your teammates are getting a 6% max HP increase and a 12% stamina for every hostage, and it will stack up 4 times. Having a hostage on your team as well will grant an extra 8% damage reduction. This build uses an AR and a pistol pairing together to effectively handle all ranges of damage. With the primary rifle I have being the AMR-16, it has high accuracy, high stability, high fire rate as well, with high damage for the style of rifle that we're using. We pair full crits inside this build to allow us to push out as much damage as we can during all these ranges. We also bring body expertise while having the 5.7 for a quick spray if needed. As I just previously mentioned, I bring the 5.7 for shields mostly. It is also a good tool to have inside of Death Sentence because you can also shoot through walls, and it'll come in handy to hit things like a bullseye through the wall, or to smack some, bulldozer's face plates through a wall, maybe a sniper through the floor, something along these lines, and that's what it is used for. With Crew Chief bringing damage reduction, I went for armor values and HP values as the main setup. I have a Joker in this setup which will get me up to 400 HP, and I bring a 126 armor value inside of the heavy ballistic vest. This 126 armor value really comes in handy with things like snipers and the LMG dozer. Lastly, you want to try and focus on the heavy units that are targeting you, while this is going to be the most beneficial way of surviving. Also, you want to grab hostages so that your teammates that are thankful will be happy that you're here. Now, let's get to the skills for the build here. I will mention that there is 2 ways to actually run this setup. This one that I'm showing you currently will be with the first aid kits, but you can always just swap over to the ammo bag if you need it inside of a mission. We grab 10% damage reduction for, first aid kits, which we'll get into here in just a moment. I grab, uppers for the instantaneous HP regen. I grab hostage taker with partners in crime, also grabbing 2 jokers. Grabbing myself stable shot for the stability, while grabbing myself Die Hard and Iron Man so that I can get a 126 armor inside the heavy ballistic vest. I'm grabbing things like Lock and Load, Steady Grip, and I'm also grabbing the Professional Ace so that I can get some accuracy and stability in my weapons. Then I'm grabbing things like Inner Pockets, Optical Illusions, Low Blow Ace, and Unseen Strike so that I can have full crits inside the build. Lastly, I'm grabbing things like Equilibrium so that if I need to pull my 5.7, it's quick. Now, as for the weapons that you're using here, this one's modded pretty specific, but I'm using the long barrel, and you have freedom to change things as you please. So this is the long barrel, mostly for the accuracy. Next, I went for the bigger the better suppressor. Since I'm already reaching 100, accuracy, I didn't need to go any further. Alternatively, you can be using the KS12 for more accuracy increase if you do not reach 100. I go for the concealment boost, but once again you have multiple options to choose from. Inside the foregrip, I'm using the blast from the past. It actually gave me 4 stability while also giving me 2 concealment. As for the gadgets, I'm using the compact laser. As for the grips, I'm using the titanium skeletal grip. Gives me a 4 accuracy increase while also giving stability. Lower receiver is the newer one, which is giving me damage, accuracy, and stability increase. Next I grab the speed pull mag, which is making my reload time quicker, which why not? I do grab the secondary sight for extra concealment. This one's purely optional, but I use the Seymour sight. Out of the stocks here, I'm using the wide stock.
I have no inspire, I just have civs.
And for the last portion here, I'm using the LW receiver, which is giving me accuracy and stability. Now for the 5.7 here, I'm using the tin treated barrel for accuracy stability. For the suppressor, we're using this one, which is just decent all around. For the boost, I'm using a concealment increase. As for the gadget, I'm using a micro laser. As for the magazine, I definitely am going for the extended. And we do not use a sight. Now do keep in mind, this is, able to get modded. You have 17 detection risk with the way that I showed you. So you're able to either change the pistol up, change the rifle up, or change a little bit of each. 400 HP with damage reduction from the perk deck helps you get 3-shot HP, and I'm going to go over that right now. So with the maximum amount that the perk deck is yielding, to my knowledge, of 22%, will change 225 to 175.5. If you have 400 HP, 175.5 hits you, you're left with 224.5 HP. 224.5 HP can take another shot of 175.5, and that'll leave you with 49 HP, meaning that's 3-shot HP. Next in line would be the 16% damage reduction, changing 225 to 89 damage. So 400 HP minus 189 leaves you with 211 HP. 211 HP minus another 189 leaves you with 22 HP, and that's another way of getting 3-shot HP. Now with the 8% damage reduction on the medium range, which changes 225 to 207, that only yields, enough to make you only get just, the normal damage threshold of just 2-shot HP, because 400 minus 207 equals 193, and therefore you cannot take another shot. Now with getting facts for 10% damage reduction, that adding it to your maximum of 22%, now changing it to 32%, that 32% changes to 25 to 153. That 153 minus into the 400 equals 247. 247 minus another 153 will equal out to a 94. So that once again is making 3-shot HP. Now here's some other helpful things about the Crew Chief, is that you can offer many other perk decks 3-shot HP forms or larger, and here's a few example. If the Crew Chief has 276 HP as a base, and it can get up to 400, the Hacker as well has 276 HP form, and if the Hacker gets a 75% dodge, and you can get yourself roughly a 400-ish HP pool, that's pretty strong right there. Now you also offer some perk decks that are a certain setup, a 3-shot armor value. Now this is offered in mostly just certain builds that are focusing armor. As said, things like Armorer, Sozio, could be things like Infiltrator, you could make Maniac, the Anarchist build. Now you also offer stamina increases, which directly affects your dodge players and your armor builds. How it's affecting your dodge players is it's allowing them to sprint longer, and they can sprint more often, so therefore they're keeping their dodge at the highest amount that they have, which the result of that is keeping them alive more. Now on the flip side, as the armor build, a certain situation where you're running from point A to point B, you may run out of stamina if it's a larger map, or if it's a certain situation where you were sprinting previously. Now if there's a Crew Chief on the battlefield, that's not really even the scenario. You'll have enough HP, or not even HP, you'll have enough stamina, my bad. You'll have enough stamina to make this run without it even costing you the thought process of, oh, should I do this? You offer to a 230 HP setup, you change their HP. If they have a Joker, I believe it goes to 377. Now that's pretty worth considering that there's multiple dodge builds that run off a 230 HP setup. There's things like Hitman that run off a 230 HP setup. So there's, that's interesting when you put it in that perspective, because then you actually have builds that previously wouldn't have been able to make anything of, their HP rather than 2-shot, and now you can actually make something of it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys do enjoy, and this does conclude every perk deck being covered inside the weekly build series. Now that doesn't mean the series is over, that just means that every perk deck has now been completed. Please show me some support in the comment section, hit me up with some likes, please hit me, with a new subscribe if you're new here. We're really close to 1,500 and I am so grateful for it. Thank you guys so much. If you guys are interested inside the weekly build videos, you come over here to my YouTube, you go into the second section here, we'll have a full playlist with all the build videos for the weekly builds.
It was active chatting about 30 minutes ago.